Here's an interesting fact for you. Like the past 2 weeks worth of videos have all been recorded in the same day. I've just been switching shirts. Hello, welcome back. Today we're talking about something we've talked about in the past and something we've done in the past, and I'm really skirting around this subject and I don't know why. I have said on multiple occasions that I really want to write a book. In fact, I made a video about it, about the book I was writing, and it always just dies on me. I thought I had an idea with something called The Everyman's Guide to Life, and I had a Facebook page and I was doing weekly posts, and then it stopped. And then I thought I would write one called, I don't think it ever got the name, it was like Codename Project Portal, and it was a novel, and that just stopped. But I wanted to I want to do it. Like, it's one of the things I've always wanted to do, but I've never just had the kind of the commitment or dedication to do it. So what I actually thought I would do is something that I'm kind of passionate about, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. I probably don't talk about it much, but there's an old video on this very channel called The United States of Weird. And there is a couple of other old videos. There's one that's like top 5 most haunted places in the UK, top 5 conspiracies, I think. But yeah, if you haven't guessed what I'm talking about, I really love like conspiracy theories, legends, urban legends, anything kind of like that. Especially kind of like cryptids, which is basically, I don't know the definition of that word. I just know that stuff like the Mothman, Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, that all comes into the term cryptid. So it's kind of like, I don't know, what is the definition of cryptid? Cryptid, an animal whose existence or survival is disputed or unsustained, such as the Yeti. So yeah, that's a pretty good description of what I'm talking about. I just have a weird fascination with it, and I understand most of it is complete BS. But it's like, some people love Harry Potter, and I just happen to love weird legends and myths and that kind of thing. So there's not much difference in it, really. I'm not like the kind of person that believes everything's out there. Or when I watch a video about a ghost, I'm like, oh, that's a real ghost. I'm actually kind of the opposite, where I'm like, oh, Premiere or After Effects, you can do that pretty easily, or something like that, where it's quite easy to dispute. So I just find it all quite fascinating. So I had the idea for the United States of Weird a while back, and it was something that I wanted to do. So the basic idea of it is, America's got 50 states, I believe, and each state has many urban legends and monsters and myths and all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to actually go state to state and make a video series about one monster from each state or something like that. We started with California because I'm most familiar with California, and of course we started with Bigfoot, and it was actually kind of popular, one of the most popular videos on this channel actually, and I just never went back to it. And now I'm going to. In fact, I'm probably going to remake that first video, but what I'm also going to do at the same time is I script those kinds of videos, so I write it all down anyway. So if I'm going to make a 50 video series about monsters in America called The United States of Weird, that sounds like a book to me. So if I keep all the scripts, adapt them slightly to work better on paper rather than video, and I can do that at the time of actually writing them, that's pretty simple to do, you could end up with like a decent kind of non-fiction book. I think that's right. I mean, it might be more fiction than non-fiction, but you know what I mean. I just kind of really like the idea of that, and at the same time you get a really awesome video series, which if nobody else wants to watch, I want to watch anyway, so that would be really cool. And I just find it really interesting. Like, I want to do things like in Nevada, you could do the haunted hotels in Vegas, or the curse of the Luxor, or the dead bodies in the Hoover Dam. I'm not sure if any of them are really jumping out to me. I want to do things like the Thunderbirds out in the desert. I don't know which state that is. In New York. I don't know what we could do in New York. I haven't like memorized half these things. I know Florida, I'm going to do the skunk ape, which is pretty much the same thing as Bigfoot, but his Florida cousin. So yeah, there's some really interesting things that we can do, and I'm actually going to start doing that. And I might actually try and make like seasons out of it. So if I do like the first 10 states, and then I'll call that season 1, and then I can make them all at once and then put them out over the course of 10 weeks. And then that gives me time to make season 2, make another 10, and that seems like a really good way to do it. So rather than like me having to constantly worrying, oh, I'm not going to get the video out this week, I can do it in seasons, and then I can actually take my time with it and have it done. I think that's probably the best way to do. And then in the meantime, keep making videos like this, which I'm actually really enjoying just talking, which is nice and fairly easy to make, to be honest, but they're just nice, and hopefully people kind of enjoy watching them or just listening to them. Put it on in the background. Think of it like a podcast. But yeah, that's kind of my plan going forward from here. I'm not actually sure whether I'm going to put them on this channel or the main channel. I've been doing some better content recently on the main channel, a lot of Easter egg videos, and I'm trying to get a bit of popularity back. I've got a real problem over there with audience retention, I guess. I have 100,000 subscribers, and 1% of them watch videos, and that's not even often. Like, if I put out my Saturday videos, which are normally just like me having fun, and I think they're really interesting, like fun videos, I don't think people would like to watch them. Some of them get 200 views out of 100,000 people. So that channel has a bit of a weird audience, and I wish it was like a more dedicated audience, but you can't get everything you want, can you? So I'm hoping at least over here, even though we've got a very small subscriber base, if we got up to like 300 subscribers, and I was still getting like 200 views a video, that's almost better than my main channel. That's ridiculous, but anyway, we're nowhere near that right now. And I'm going to start the United States of Weird. Maybe I'll put it on, I could put it on both channels at the same time. I don't know if they're actually going to fit very well. Maybe I'll put like the pilot on the main channel and direct people over here. That's a potential, because then it might end up with that stronger audience all coming over to this channel. And can we just mention that this channel is kind of all a bit sci-fi anyway. You might have noticed like the logo is based on the old Star Wars logo, and the actual background is space and stuff. And this shirt is the perfect shirt to be wearing for this. God, I have some weird shirts. Anyway, I'm talking about random stuff now. So yeah, United States of Weird is coming back, and then I'm going to go into the United Kingdom of Weird, and then I'm going to start the WoW series, which is the World of Weird. It's a cool series. It all works, and I don't know why there isn't already a series called WoW, as in World of Weird. I actually made a channel of that, and I never kept that up either. So this is gonna, I just need to keep it up. I'm doing the guitar. We talked about that last week. I'm actually doing that. So hopefully I will do this. So I'm gonna go now and get started. See you later.